from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, November 20th. So we are going to have the moon in Gemini all day. This is a much lighter energy, even though we're still kind of recouping from the full moon eclipse energy. We're likely physically low and slow, taking it a little bit easy in our physical forms, but our minds are just wide open. There are multiple windows open. There are sounds, there are beepings that we will never even be able to identify because that curiosity from the Gemini moon just has the wheels in there just a spinning. We are on a quest to get some answers to our questions, to gain a little bit of clarity. We are definitely kind of hyper-focused, bouncing around, not being able to complete one full task, but instead make a little bit of progress on many, especially sorting through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our new ideas, through the plans that we are putting together, of course, to reemerge from this very transformative time, to align with a new vision, a new path, a new purpose, a new mission. There are 9 different aspects taking place here today, and 7 of them involve the moon in Gemini. The moon right out of the gate makes a very positive aspect with Saturn, who is in Aquarius. So Aquarian energy is an air energy. Gemini energy is an air energy. This is a lot of mental processing. The Aquarian energy coming from Saturn really wants us to think very innovatively, very progressively on where it is that we have to improve, where it is we have to make some major changes, especially to the foundation of our lives. So that means our money matters, our relationships, our physical environments. We definitely have to think futuristically at this point in order to break down the big plan into manageable pieces that we can actually take action on now to try and align ourselves with the great vision that we're now being downloaded with. That moon in Gemini is just rapidly asking questions of ourselves and of the people around us, rapidly communicating our new thoughts, our new queries out into the world. And of course, this is an opportunity for us to gain some perspective, gain some clarity, and get a grip on what it is that we're thinking and feeling. The moon in Gemini sextiles with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in Aries, really showing us where our ego identity story that has been kind of pieced together from past pain and past trauma, past experiences that haven't gone well, that have created wounds, where it is now that we can actually bust out of those narratives in order to make a great change. Again, wrapping up the final days in Scorpio season, a transformation has to take place. The initiator, the trigger has already been activated, and now we are seeing the pieces come together. The moon with Chiron in this way is definitely mentally putting the pieces back together to rewrite a narrative that is more supportive, more warrior-like than the victim mentality that our ego identity has us stuck in. This is a huge gain when it comes to healing the mental narratives in which we've been stuck in, and of course, resolving that within our heart and within our head. The moon goes ahead and makes a not so nice aspect with Pluto, though, and this is where the darker force energies like to come out to play. Just when we take one step ahead, they want to pull us 2 steps back. The Plutonian energy, again, likes to reveal the darkness, the fears, the pain, the trauma, and give us an option. Are we going to sit in it and just say, woe was me, and use that as an excuse to never make a change? Or are we going to use it as fuel to the fire, to light our ass in order to make a change, a transformation in spite of all that has happened to us? The moon is going to go ahead and make a not so nice aspect with Uranus and then with Venus. Let me tell you, the darker force energies are winning right now because the fears that just got kind of triggered, the pain, the trauma that got triggered with this Plutonian aspect, really, we're going to run with it. This Uranian aspect likes to shock and awe us, likes to create confusion when a negative aspect is taking place in order for us to be so overwhelmed in our mental space that we have a quote unquote breakdown before we have a quote unquote breakthrough. Why? Because sometimes we need to hit the bottom of the barrel in our mental plane in order for us to build ourselves back up. And because Venus is involved in this little shindig as well, we're having a lot of doubts and a lot of fears with our current foundations, routines, relationships, money matters, and long-term plans. Again, she is slowing down, preparing for her retrograde early December in Capricorn, where we have to really boss up and take responsibility and accountability for the lives in which we created and for the amount of energy that we're willing to pour into rebuilding or creating brand new foundations that are going to be around long term, that do support us in happiness, that do support us in healthy relationships, that do support us in securing safety and stability in our financial plans so that we can kind of align with the new goals, the new dreams, the new visions that we have for ourselves moving forward. Mercury bumps into Chiron. This is not the best interaction. This is not the best aspect. Of course, Mercury is in Scorpio, really bringing up those deep-seated questions, really diving in the depths of our psyche, of our mental plane, of the narrative. Who taught me this? Why do I speak this way? Why do I think like this? We really are kind of attaching our mental energy to our intuitive grasp, if you will, our spiritual grasp. When we can blend these two energies together, which of course, we do with Mercury in the intuitive sign of Scorpio, we can surpass the conscious mind of awareness and go even deeper to see where our unconscious selves are creating these types of narratives, are creating these ideas, these mental blockages based off of our earlier years, our past pain, our past trauma, our past experiences. And of course, Chiron is the wounded healer, but this is a negative aspect. So instead of trying to heal right now, he's illuminating all the things that we need to be healing. And how does that happen? By triggering us, by really kind of picking that scab off of wounds that we thought we were absolutely healing. We have an activator coming from external forces that are going to trigger us in our heart space or set us off in our mental planes and likely put us in a position where we speak out with some verbal vomit, verbal diarrhea that is merely nothing but projection of our fears, our insecurities, our doubts at this particular time. The moon doesn't help things by making a not so nice aspect with Mars, who of course is in Scorpio energy as well. The moon in Gemini is rapid thinking, rapid questions, rapid communicating, really trying to figure out getting the heart on the head together on the same page in alignment, right? Gemini energy is very divisive, right? Very polarized. And right now, we're just trying to play devil's advocate within ourselves to see what it is we actually think, what it is we actually feel. And I want to throw caution to you right now. We could have an emotional outburst, a little bit of a mini tantrum because Mars is involved. We are very passionate. And we likely will communicate and project our thoughts, our feelings, our realizations, our inner fears and insecurities outward when we should put a filter on it. And many of us just do not have any filters available at this time. And this could really put us in a dramatic situation that we will have to clean up later on. Mercury squares Jupiter, and this is going to be hard for us because we're not able to see the growth. We're not able to see how we're supposed to expand. We're not able to see the possibilities of the future. We're not able to be optimistic, to be positive like Jupiter wants us to be. He magnifies things, and right now the magnification is happening on this not so nice mental narrative and perspective that we're having because of the insecurities, the fears, the doubts that are coming up within us. And again, if you acted out and actually spoke out and took action and had a tantrum and created a little bit more damage and destruction where there absolutely didn't need to be any, then you best believe that there's going to be an emotional confrontation, emotional conflict that Mercury at this particular point in time, being frustrated, being blocked from seeing the greater vision, the greater plan at play, is definitely going to speak out on. Again, adding to the drama that is not needed. We do get a little bit of a saving grace though, because the moon in Gemini makes a positive aspect with Pluto. Now, Pluto, again, brings out the darkness, brings out the shadow, shows us where we need to gain more power, where we need to gain more control over our lives, over our thoughts, over our emotions. And the moon right now in Gemini, very curious about what's going on underneath the surface of our consciousness, is wondering why, wondering where we learned this. Again, back to our childhood. Who taught us this? Where did we learn this conditioning? Illuminating a lot of the not so nice thoughts, feelings, situations, memories that we have compartmentalized and repressed deep within us. They're coming to the surface. Again, that's what Scorpio season is all about. We only have a couple of hours left to wrap this up. And what this is offering us, this positive aspect is offering us, is an opportunity to transform mind, body, and soul. Do the inner work necessary and needed inside of yourself, so that you can change your vibration and frequency, so that your exterior realm, your physical realm outside of you can get up to the same vibration and frequency that you're now putting out into the universe. That is how change happens. That is how manifestation happens. The change has to start within you first. And the moon in Gemini making this aspect with Pluto is going to boss us up, mind, body, and soul.